pixel.
G'day guys, welcome to Spacies Arcade. Yes, this is another pickup video and of an absolute grail game. I can't believe I have my hands on, and this game's going to now join the lineup in Spacies Arcade, and so much to talk about. But for this episode, guys, normally with a pickup, right, we'd be in the car, I'd be chatting to you guys, letting you know the full lead up before we do the big reveal. For this one, we've got the game. It's sitting next to me on the left. You can't see it right now because I want to show it to you straight away. I want to show it right off the bat, and then we can talk about it a little bit more. And the reason why I'm going to do that is actually for two very special people that watch this channel, and I think they're going to be pretty surprised what I've got under here. Those two people are Cal and Optimus Prime. So, boys, if you're watching, this beginning part is really just for you. So we're going to look at the machine, see what it is, and then we're going to have a little chat about it. So first of all, let's do the big reveal, guys. What have I got here? Time to take off the cloak. It's a pole position, guys. It's a pole position.
Wow! Get ready for the next one.
Yes, guys, yes, it is a pole position, can you believe? And the reason why this is so funny, because now here is the backstory for you guys. So, oh my goodness, so I have wanted a pole position. It's been on the list. It's been a bit of a weird one for me, actually, because it wasn't jumping out at me initially as a machine I really wanted to go after. But every time I see this cabinet, every time I see this artwork, I see Atari. I mean, it's a Namco game, of course, but licensed to Atari. But every time I see that, it's just the layout of it, and I remember the game. And we'll talk about that stuff later, guys. Hopefully, if it is working, we'll get it inside and get a little bit intimate when we talk about it. But this machine, it does mean a lot to me. A lot. It's a missing piece. I discovered as I started thinking through all the cabinets that I had. I thought, I'm missing pole position. I need it in my life. So that's been bubbling away with me. But this is the American cab, guys, and I have not seen one locally in WA. And I was really unsure if I'd ever be able to get one, to be perfectly fair. And I think that's probably why it dropped off my radar a little. So anyway, the reason why Cal and Optimus Prime come into the story and why I had to do the reveal straight off is I had a bit of a, sorry Cal if you're watching, I had a bit of a funny situation with Cal. So Cal's been also looking for a pole position as well. And I knew that, and one came up, and it was actually this one, but it was over east. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'd stopped buying machines. I needed to stop buying stuff, and just really didn't have the arcade funds to do it. And I saw this pole position. I thought, wow, this is really nice. It's complete. Apparently, it's working, guys, and we'll have to see. There was some issues with it. Oh, hopefully it's working. And I saw this and I thought, oh, well, I'll let Cal know. So I sent him the link, and he looked at it, and he's got some other plans and in place and bits and pieces, and on balance he came back and he said, no, I'm going to pass on it. And I was like, oh man, because it looked really good, eh? And I thought, I don't think I can let this go. So I think I did wait, though. It was a good day or two before I thought, no, it just keep coming back to my mind. I thought, like, I've got to get this. I've got to get this machine. If Cal's not going to get it, I have to buy it. So So there you go. So I contacted the seller, and that's Dan over in Melbourne, who's sort of known in the circles in the arcade world there, and really, really nice guy, and he was really accommodating, and he allowed me to pay it off over well, not pay it off, but I had a bit of a delayed payment, so I needed to get some funds together, and he allowed for that, and he got it all packaged up and so forth, and we got Bill in his big ass van, as he's known, over in the East Coast there, and he picked it up and he basically did a depot to depot transport to get it over here in WA. Now, sure, I paid probably, this wasn't a cheap deal for me, guys. Normally, as you know, I'm out looking for bargains and stuff, and that's the way I like to do things, and I like to be patient. But yeah, there's so much to Pole Position as a game, and to me personally, growing up, it's worth more than any just temporary, monetary situation. I've got the right perspective, right? Surely, right? It's arcade first. So anyway, I ordered it. Now, the really funny thing with Cal, though, is that at the same time, there was an auction happening over in the East Coast, and we were tracking that. And guys, I will at some point come back to you with most of the results from that auction. It was a humongous auction with pinballs and arcades and whatnot across Australia, and I think for Australia and the East Coast. But the cool thing about that is that all the prices are basically, what people are willing to pay now for a whole load of different titles and arcade machines. So it was really interesting to get the insight. That's the best way to gauge sort of market price, right? What people are willing to buy. So we'll look at that another time. Now, in that auction, guys, so there is a huge backstory here. There's a huge backstory. In that auction, there was an Indy 4, guys, an Indy 4. Wow, this is a rare game. Like, there's only about 3 of them in the world complete left. And I saw this thing and I was like, whoa, this is, thinking about my championship sprint and super sprint. And of course, this is all part of that family. And 4 players, it's a big square beast. It's a huge footprint, but it's so unique. But it's it's right into that whole driving genre, and guys, it was one of those things. I just thought I'd love to have it, but realistically, I can't do it. I don't have the space. Really, at the end of the day, it would be bought and put into storage, and that's just not right. That's really just not right. So I'm hoping that it went to a good home. It actually went for a really, really decent price too. I don't know, who knows? If I got into it, I was probably going to get into a bidding war and push it up through the roof. But yeah, I would have easily paid what it went for. But it wasn't to be, and and I couldn't get it done. Now, I was having this is a bit of a long story here, guys, but I was having a bit of a two-way chat with Cal. It was quite funny because we were talking about this Indy 4. We're getting quite excited. Now, somewhere along the way that we communicated about it, I think I actually announced the price, and I said that I was interested in it. I think initially I said I was potentially going to bid on it, so I really got him hooked in there. Sorry, Cal, And when it closed, I said, this was the final price, what a score. And he was coming back going, oh, wow, congratulations, you got it. Now, I didn't actually say that I had got it. And I just was like, yeah, no, it's really cool and da-da-da. And if you look back through the conversation, Cal, if you look back through that conversation, you'll see I didn't actually commit that I actually bought it. What I did do, though, of course, at the same time, was I bought this. And, of course, the timing for this to come over, and when the auction closed, Cal actually thought that the Indy 4 was coming over. And that's what this video is going to be about. So that's why I had to show it straight off the bat. And Cal, I know you'd be happy for me, man. For that, we've got a pole position. Of course, you can come over and play it any time until you get your own one. We both seem to like, well, they're all classic games, guys. We all like the classic games. So that leads me then to Optimus Prime. It's just, I don't know if Optimus is trolling me. That's the only thing. Because He mentioned to me that he is picking up a machine. I won't say what it is. Not picking it up right now, but it's getting something organised. And out the back of that conversation, it literally happened today. And he said, oh, it would be so cool if I could get a pole position like bundled in with the game he was getting. And I'm like, that's just too weird, right? And I didn't know that he likes pole position, but I thought, is he just trying to reach? Is he trying to get into my psyche that he knows? I don't know, Optimus, if you're watching, man. I don't know if you actually did know or not. If you don't know, this is going to blow you away, because he said, oh, it always seems to be like we can get the stars aligned and get the cabs that we're dreaming of, right? And literally after his message, email came through. Ego said that that's the Ego transport place that I go through, said that this had arrived in Perth. I was like, there's minutes in between. I'm like looking at it going, no, come on. So I had to do this video purely for those two guys. Everyone else, I hope you enjoy the story and just, come on. This is what it's like in a hobby, right? Everyone is excited for each other, for the pickups that they get. And hopefully this brings a lot of joy to not only Optimus and Cal, but all the rest of you guys. And it sure as hell is going to be a lot of joy as well. Look at it, completely wrapped. I bought it home, didn't take a tarp with me. It was raining. I knew it was already pre-wrapped, but I must admit I should have bought a tarp with me. But luckily, it seems like there's a little gap here. But, it looks completely dry, so that's fine, luckily. We had it on a pallet and got it off the pallet, otherwise I couldn't get it into the garage here because it'd be too high. And guys, it's unopened, untouched. I haven't looked at it. So what are we going to do here? I got the knife. Do we cut into it? And let's take a look. So first of all, guys, let's get all this stuff off. And I'll definitely give you a closer look, but maybe if we just bring that camera a little bit in a bit, I'll do it John's Arcade style, all live. And we'll see what we've got here. But from what I saw in the pictures, I like what I saw. And oh Jesus, even looking at this top plastic, which is often coated in cigarette burns, there's a few there, but wow, there's not many. I'm going to get a good look through this. Oh man, just the cabinet, the shape of this cabinet, again, it's so unique. So it's one of those ones, again, which makes a really nice addition to your arcade. The controls, of course, I mean, it's a driver, but having these particular controls and this, it's the feel, guys. It's the real thing, and you can't put a value on that. That's the magic. It spins nice. It's got a bit of a wobble. Someone's bashed it at some point. Someone's bashed it. It's a bit like my speed race. Got to fix that wheel on my speed race. It's the same sort of thing. Someone smacked the hell out of it. All right, guys. Well, I'll stop talking and let me just get the rest of this. Oh, yeah, no, there's quite a bit of cigarette burn there, but that's cool. It's the patina. That's what was going on back in the day. All right, let me unwrap this and we'll take a closer look. overall, I mean, especially for the age of this cab, this is really quite decent. I mean, sure, we got a bit of the side decals coming off there, and there's a bit of dirt in the artwork here, but look, that might clean out. We've got the, you know, hands holding the top here. It's worn. You know, I sort of quite like that actually. Just shows, like this is just totally original. And with that, you know, you're going to get the blemishes and bits and pieces in some ways. Here you go, here's what I was saying about the cigarette. You always get them on these. The cool thing is that this plastic though is beautiful. It's not broken at all. And yeah, we've just got the where people rested their cigarettes as they played. Cool. Steering wheel, as I said, a little bit of a bow to it, and you can get these repoed as well. This should clean up too on the chrome. It looks relatively surface, so that should polish up. There's a slight bit of rusting and stuff going on some of the bolts and on the front coin door. I think this coin door definitely can come off and be repainted. What's this say? CNC coin machines. So, look more of that. Okay, well, so that must be. It's the amusement machine license, yeah, of Kentucky. Wow. Okay. Wow. So yeah, all the way from the US, guys. And of course, it does normally split along here like it is done. I've seen a lot of these control panels look that way, but otherwise that's really good. You know, again, it's not worth changing. Bezel, beautiful. In fact, go as far as to say immaculate. There's absolutely nothing going on there. No scratches that I can see. A little sticker up the corner there. There's another service sticker. And the main marquee. Again, perfect. It's beautiful, guys. It is beautiful. Artwork on this side. You know, some scuffs. It's genuine. You know, we've had the occasional vandal come past and scratch it a little. And funnily enough, you know, it doesn't have the wear on the side, so you sort of think, I wonder if this was a machine that was placed, you know, next to a wall or something. So this was the corner where people put their hands to watch. Oh man, this is beautiful. Around the back, it's fully complete. Now I did notice when we took the stuff around the side that it was flaking around that corner there, which is a bit of a shame. So I chipped a little bit of that off there, which isn't good. I mean, this is solid though. But this little corner here, I must have got chunked in. Sorry, let's show you that. Must have got chunked out. It's got hit, I think. Unfortunately, here's the big part of it that I've lost. So yeah, not good, but that just literally came off with the wrapper, so can't be helped. And we've got the original, focus in, original Atari stickers. And what does that say? At 9094, you are 09094, I think is the serial number on that. Of course it says 120 volts, but it should have been converted. I did see it running, guys, so in the pictures. But as Dan said, he sold it to me. There was some problems with it. So I think we should get the back of it off now, guys. Have a quick check and see if everything is all still in place after it bumping around from one side of Australia to another. God knows what in. a truck or on a train, and then a good 45-minute trip home on a trailer back home here, guys. So let's whip the back open and let's take a look. All right, guys, and even the top of this cabinet is absolutely beautiful. Didn't see that before. And normally those tops can actually get pretty affected by the environment. So we have the tube here, and bit of grunge around on the aquadag and stuff. It's not nicked or anything, which is good. Sure what chassis that is, but I think I've seen a similar one before. And we come down here into the guts, and got the original big blues down there. In fact, they look original, which is probably not good. Now, he did say that there was some power issues, and I would imagine that those are probably the first things we'd want to actually replace. However, and this sitting in here, which has fallen off the side, it's so cool to get these original pieces of cardboard, and they stuck on the inside of here. Hopefully I can just tape that up a little bit on the back. It's so yellowed from the age. Wow. Board here, another one here. That's the AR power board, I think, is it? So it's a bit dark, isn't it, in there, guys? There we go. And what else we got? Yeah, original speaker. And then, of course, the main board. Now, these main boards, and it's got the cage too, the original cage around it too. So all of this in here is just absolutely original and clean. I mean, it's a little bit dusty at the bottom here, guys, but come on. This is really, really nice. Yeah, this looks like the original connector. And these boards. And these boards are notorious, of course, for going bad, getting battery acid leaking on them. It was a terrible design. There are options, of course, for replacements, but it'd be nice to play on the original board. So now I'm a little bit concerned, actually, guys. I am actually very concerned because this power oh dear, this power is a US plug, so without the earth. So I think this actually hasn't been converted, and it's still expecting 110. So we don't want to be running 240 volts into this guy, do we? That would not be good. Huh. Well, I didn't ask the question. I didn't actually ask if it had been converted. And I know he does deal with a lot of stuff straight from the USA. I think I've seen a few adverts before where he sort of said that it's not, you know, certain machines aren't converted, but I didn't pick it up on this one. Huh. Okay. Well, what we can do, guys, I'll see if I can find, I have got an external transformer and step-down transformer. So let me go get that and I'll plug it in, because if we have less volts, then that's good. If it doesn't work, that's fine. But I mean, clearly this is not an Australian plug, guys. So, and of course we could test the voltages, but you don't want to be testing the voltages by pushing 240 volts through it. So yeah, we pretty much have an unconverted cab, which again just means it's basically pretty much straight from the US in its original condition, and that is very, very cool. All right, guys, well, let me go find the step down transformer and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and even though it was instant for you, it took about, I don't know, over an hour to get the step down transformer. And let me show you something. So I was trying to find this guy, and I knew I had it, and I bought it, I don't know, probably about 10 years ago, and I've never used it, and it's been in the shed, moved around so many times. I had to mountain climb over the stuff in the shed, guys, pulling stuff out left, right and centre. Knew it was in there, couldn't find it, started pissing down with rain as I was trying to move stuff around, so I couldn't put stuff outside, so I was jumbled all over stuff. It was just a nightmare, and then the bloody light that I had with me ran out. I've got the mobile phone, the light's trying to find this guy. And anyway, I bought this, and I know I'd never used it, and I've always thought to myself, why haven't I ever used that? And the reason why I've never used that, guys, is because it has a freaking UK bloody plug on it. So the next mission was to go find an Australian converter to the UK plug, which obviously will drive the step-down transformer, which I now have the US game plugged in, and somehow I'm expecting that this is going to work. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. Now, what I did do, guys, you see I've got the multimeter out there, I did check this on its own, and got the 120 coming out of it, which is great, because again, I haven't turned that thing on for 10 years. So at least I know I'm getting clean 110 out of that. I've plugged the machine in, guys, and I'm not I'm not willing to turn it on. No, I'm going to turn it on, but I'm just really shaky about the setup. It's all a bit sketchy. I mean, I think that's really it, right? You should be getting 110 out of there, which I've tested. So really, I mean, it should work. We shouldn't be worried about anything here, really. Do we turn it on? I've got the switch on there ready. So if I just turn it on to the wall, oh man, I hate doing this for the first time. The only consolation is that I saw this working in the photo, right? And given the fact that with the 110, it should be okay. It should be okay, guys. All right, let's turn it on. Okay, wait. We got the light there on. Oh shit. Got nothing. No. Probably the switch on the cab. Hold on, I turned it off. I don't want to. This thing's not earthed. I don't like things that are not earthed when you're dealing with metal switches. Let's hope that was off. Okay, try again. Oh, I hear something. I heard the monitor. Hey guys, I hear. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh my God, it's like, it's come up first time. And actually, I mean, Jesus, look at the screen. The screen's beautiful. What's going on over here? It looks like this inside cardboard, or whatever it is, has pushed out, and dirt has gone all over onto the screen there. Got a little bit of burn from the game over. But guys, it's working. My God, this is so good, because I mean, as I said, it's so difficult to get these original boards working, and that looks perfect. Now, I remember, you know, Dan actually said, originally he said to me, you know, it's got issues. And it may need to be power cycled a few times to resolve those issues. And I said to him, hey man, that's cool. You know, I had no problems with that. Now he went and did some more diagnosis on his own without me asking him, and he didn't really need to. I already bought it. And he said he found one of the chips that was causing the problem, and he said, look, it should boot up. It's been booting up for him. So I was sort of quietly confident, guys, but I mean, again, this machine has gone from one side of Australia to another, and these boards are not reliable. Plus this whole dodgy power setup here, I am stunned. And we even got sound too, didn't we? We got sound when it started up. Wow. We don't have a marquee light, but that's the least of our problems. It's a minor problem, rather. A minor problem. Well, we need to test this guy out, huh? Let's see. Can we? Oh, sorry. Oh, yep, it's open. Thank God for that. Well, that was locked. Alright, let me coin up. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh nice. We have acceleration. Hang on. Low. Make it low. Yep. High. Steering. Guys. Oh man, and this steering wheel, this is the thing, this steering wheel is what I remember. It's so nice to touch. It's got such subtle movement. You can't emulate that. I've got to remember that corner. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place here. I'm just mildly excited. Oh my God. Yeah, the sensitivity on the steering wheel is just, it's beautiful. It's how I remember. I mean, guys, I have not played a real pole position since back in the day. I haven't, if I think about it. There wasn't one at Palace Arcade, at both Palace Arcade locations. So this is the first time. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy. Look at this, a working pole position. Oh my God. Man, I was stressing there. I mean, clearly we have to sort this power out and get the 220 to 110 transformer, one in the cab there. But geez, I mean, those big blues and stuff in the back didn't look that good either. But it's holding together. You know, remember guys, I don't know if you guys, the ones that have been around for a while, remember when I picked up the Grand Champion cab, it had the pole position 2 board in it. It was so flaky. You know, we'll keep resetting and rebooting, and in the end Joey tried to do a blind fix on it because I didn't have all the cables for him, and unfortunately didn't spin back up, but I might dig that board back out again, because you can actually swap in a pole position 2 board into this cabinet. Guys, I can't believe this, hey, I can't. I just gotta stop. Stop a minute, because I don't want to jinx myself either, because this is a 100% working game. And when I don't often get that, guys, because often, you know, getting the cheaper deals and stuff, and there's usually some sort of problem. But God, this steering wheel, so beautiful. So nice. Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Seems it works. Clearly there's some things I need to fix up and get the marquee and all that sorted out, and do these coin doors and stuff. But for now, I am going to get this insight into the arcade, guys, and we're going to set up a stool in front of this and play it. Because, yeah, I want to sit and enjoy this with you. Oh, pole position, guys, pole position. All right, cool. Let's get this into the arcade. Okay, guys, we've got it in the arcade, so let's take it for a spin. Now, I set it up, plugged it in, and I had one game, 20,610. It's terrible. And you know what? What's so cool is that I thought this game might be a little too easy from when I remember playing it on the Atari 800. And that did cross my mind a little bit. I thought, this is a fairly basic game, and maybe it's going to be quite easy, and from that point of view you might get tired of it, but boy am I wrong. And it sort of flooded back to me from back in the day how actually hard this is. And I have seen a few YouTube videos of a few guys that are really good, and they make it look so easy, guys, but it seriously is hard. And the cool thing is that the steering input is just so subtle that I can just see a whole load of repeat gameplay here to get good at this. I'm so happy because that was the only thing that in the back of my mind I thought maybe it's not going to last, even though it's a legend of a game, and I'm just wrong. It's hard. It's really difficult. So guys, let's coin up and I'll show you my terrible skills, because again, this is me playing this after, God, what, 40 years, 45 years or so, 48. Yeah, there's just so much cool control in the wheel. And I remember, using the gears to go up and, shifting down and stuff to slow the car, doing this sort of thing to get through. But it's I was going to say it's twitchy, but it's not twitchy. It's actually really good control, and you need it, You need that level of control. But I'm just going to look like amateur out here. Am I going to? Yeah, I should get into qualify at least. Got 6. I got 8 last time, guys. I got 8. Oh. And guys, okay, look, the thing is with this game, the graphics back in the day, wow, they're so nice. This car, the way the shading is done on this car was the thing that blew me away. And the Atari 800 couldn't quite do the cars justice. They couldn't quite get all the colours and stuff. And it was the difference between the arcade and the home version, It was just, and it seems so silly now, but there's just a heap going on with that, and the wheels with the little lines sort of showing the movement of the tyres, and even the sounds of those cars, even though it sounds quite primitive, it feels right. And you get into this whole, it's so hard going around corners between cars. You get into that whole zone thing as you're going through those cars and you're hearing that. Wow, I can just tell I'm so bad. Even got smashed from behind. It's classic. Yeah, this is going to have a lot of replayability, guys. To get good at this is going to take time. So full respect to those guys, those of you that are out there that are good at this, including John at John's Arcade. He's pretty good at this too. And, these are almost like my first noob games from such a big gap. But I'm hoping that over time, guys, I shall get that score up. Oh, man. And I used to play that, seriously, the Atari 800 version, guys, I used to play that so much with friends. And that was just with the joystick, of course. And seeing this particular game in the arcades, and I played it in a cockpit. I didn't play it in a stand-up, actually. And even in the cockpit with the, I don't know if it had speakers behind, I can't remember, but it just, whenever you're in a cockpit environment, it just feels so, like you're in there. Wow, this is just a classic. This is just really happy, guys. Okay, let's finish up. So there we have it. What do you think? What an absolute great pickup it was. And again, thank you to all of those people that were involved. Dan over the East Coast, again, for doing everything that he did to pack the game and then fix the game before sending it off. And Bill and his big ass van. for getting it to the depot, and then the Ego people and Hunter Express and all the cool guys that were with the forklift and stuff, and they were all cracking up in terms of just loving it, like loving the game, and giving me all their stories of classic arcade youth. It was just so funny. And yeah, and then that hairy moment of bringing the game home and you know, through a bit of rain and stuff. But you know, again, it's so cool to do this sort of move from one side of the country to another when you have all those known people that are in the community. And that's what really helps, guys. So if you feeling like you need to, you know, grab a machine from elsewhere, can be done. And I think it's well worth getting on the Facebook groups and stuff, and you know, knowing who's who, and you know, who you can trust. And you need to do that, because there's a few dodgy characters out there as well, unfortunately, especially in the pinball space at the moment. So do be careful. But you know, it's so cool when you're dealing with those really good people that, you know, you can get something like this and practically trouble-free from one side of the country to another. Got to get this bezel fixed, guys, and a marquee, sorry. The bezel needs to be fixed as well, though. That needs to come out. It looks like it's cardboard, that, actually, so I need to get that back into shape. Clean up the monitor. It could probably be adjusted a little. And then, of course, there's some other cosmetic stuff to be done. But, yeah, I'm so happy to include this in the collection now. So, guys, I know, look, for you guys in the US, I know pole position's dime a dozen, right? But it's just not over here in Perth. We just didn't get a lot of the US cabs at all, I think, really. So they are really, really rare here. And if they did, I mean, they must have had pole position here, and I can't remember seeing an LAI cabinet of it. I've seen a few sit-down versions of it, actually. Not many stand-ups. But the sit-down cockpits were pretty popular over here, if I recall. So that's it, guys, for this episode. Thanks again, everyone, for supporting the channel. You Patreon subscribers, thank you very, very much, including you new couple of guys that have come on board. Thank you very much. You would have seen your names up front, at the front of this video. Guys, there's lots and lots. Oh, my God, there's lots going on. And it's difficult at the moment to try and keep up, and apologise. Like, I mean, I'd like to get this fixed and do a few things and get this sorted. Like in this video, normally I would do that, and we would finish it off with it at least looking half decent. But this particular video, I wanted to get out mainly to throw Optimus Prime and also give Cal an update of what I've actually picked up, and it was worth it just getting this video done just for that. But yeah, it's a mammoth effort to, you know, do a pickup and film, get all those problems in between that you got to deal with, and then get it through into editing and post and up. But you know, I just hope you guys really, really enjoy it. The virtual pinball side of things, I have now got the full set of stuff that I need to do the poor man's DOF with the surround sound feedback. And so I've got a 7.1 card, I've got the 4 exciters, I'm not using bass, I've got a shaker motor already, so I can do that. What is it, 7.1, the exciters and the 2 amplifiers to drive all that. So we are going to do an episode, guys, where I'm going to take my virtual pin apart and I'm going to install those guys. I may also install those flippers that I bought at the same time, not sure, depends on time. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Good stuff like that coming up, as well as shoot load of other stuff. So until next time, guys, please look after yourself. It's a crazy world right now, but just turn all that stuff off. Focus in on people playing arcades, focus in on your own arcades, do all the fixes and all that good stuff. That was actually part of the thing I used to say in the first episode, in the first series. But it's true, and it gives you a hell of a lot of enjoyment. You just block out all the noise, guys. Just block it out. So until next time, guys, you know where we are in this video. I am looking at playing another game, and sure as hell I am going to play this. And for that, guys, I'm going to need some coinage. Got a 20?
And fight like a robot.